I asked ChatGPT if it could design a Lion King roller coaster to go in Walt Disney World, and here's what it came up with. We begin in an outdoor queue based on the African savanna, with animal sounds and music from the movie's soundtrack, while passing by waterfalls and ponds with animatronic animals before arriving at the load station. On the coaster, we get propelled by a launch mechanism, then climb a steep lift hill with stunning views and building anticipation. At the top, we then plunge down a steep drop, entering a series of twists and turns, then into a dark tunnel, where we encounter a projection of Scar's face and hear him say, "Long live the king." Then comes a moment of weightlessness as the coaster dives downwards. Next is a more peaceful section as we glide through lush jungle featuring gentle turns and drops, passing by animatronics of Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba as they sing Hakuna Matata. We then pick up speed and enter the stampede scene as we weave through narrow gaps around obstacles, sharp turns, and sudden drops. We go into the final scene based on the battle between Simba and Scar. We race through the dark as we hear roaring lions. As we emerge into the daylight, we plummet down one last hill into the station, simulating a triumphant victory. Some potential names could be Pride Land Rush, Stampede Escape, Circle of Thrills, Savannah Storm, and Pride Rock Plunge. So ChatGPT is certainly no Joe Rohde, but not a terrible design overall. I made ChatGPT design a Coco ride that could go on Magic Kingdom. Here's what it came up with. The queue would look like a traditional Mexican town plaza with musicians playing live music. The pre-show would feature a video introducing the story of Coco and the land of the dead, with an animatronic Mama Coco sitting nearby playing a guitar. The ride vehicles are shaped like guitars with 2 or 3 riders per vehicle. The guitar bodies are painted vibrant colors inspired by the movie's art style. The ride would start with a scene of Miguel playing his guitar in the village plaza at night with stars above and colorful lights from the buildings. Audio animatronics from Miguel and Dante would interact with riders singing a song from the movie. As we leave the village, the mood would change to dark and eerie. We pass through a portal made of marigold petals and are transported to the land of the dead. We find ourselves surrounded by towering buildings and colorful lights. Animatronics like Hector and Ernesto populate the scene and interact with us as we glide past a bustling marketplace, a grand concert hall, and a glittering fountain. The final scene features Mama Coco singing Remember Me. We then pass through another portal of marigold petals, returning to the village plaza. A name for this ride could be Journey to the Land of the Dead, a Coco adventure. This design isn't bad per se, but I would certainly make numerous changes, starting with having riders fly on alebrijes instead of guitars. I asked ChatGPT to design a Haunted Mansion roller coaster. Here's what it came up with. The queue is designed to look like the gardens and grounds of the mansion, with eerie statues and overgrown vegetation. Once we enter the mansion, we're given an introduction to the story and characters by way of pre-recorded video or animatronic show. We board the coaster vehicles, which look like sleek ghostly carriages, and launch out at a brisk pace, as if the ghosts are eager to show us around. We start with an outdoor section that goes around the exterior of the mansion, through the gardens and into the nearby woods, with steep drops, tight turns, and sudden stops, as if the ghosts are playing pranks on us. Then we go inside the mansion, hurtling through dark, spooky rooms filled with ghostly apparitions and creepy decor, with projected ghosts, animatronic features, and spooky lighting. We then slow down and enter the iconic library scene with ghostly figures reading books and causing mischief, including sudden stops and sharp turns. Then we enter the grand ballroom scene with ghosts dancing and floating through the air, with effects like holographic projections, fog machines, and atmospheric lighting. We then exit the mansion and enter a graveyard, zooming past tombstones and ghostly figures with drops and sharp turns as the ghosts chase after us. Finally, we climb to a high point before plummeting down to a final steep drop as if the ghosts are bidding riders farewell. To me, this just feels like a copy and paste of the Haunted Mansion itself without adding anything new. One of the weaker designs I've seen from ChatGPT.